Hi, I'm Lindsey Mason, and I'm a candidate in the Specialist Degree Program in Instructional Technology offered by Kennesaw State University. I'm also a 6th grade Science and Social Studies teacher at Dean Rusk Middle School in Cherokee County School District. My capstone project was promoting the use of the station rotation model in middle school science classrooms. It was titled, Using the Station Rotation Model to Meet the Needs of All Students. The station rotation model is one of 7 blended learning models. With the implementation of one-to-one technology during the 2016-2017 school year, teachers were still primarily using student devices to substitute paper and pencil activities such as note-taking. In order to effectively implement technology to positively impact student learning, teachers must provide engaging, differentiated lessons using technology to transform their lessons. The station rotation model allows teachers to meet with small groups while the remaining students are completing self-paced lessons that utilize technology to meet the needs of all students. I saw a need to share the instructional strategy within my grade level content area to improve lesson design and provide small group instruction to remediate or enrich students based on data. While this model is definitely pro-technology, care must be taken to not focus on the technology itself, but to focus on making personalized, student-centered learning for each student's success. I utilized the explicit learning model, I do, we do, you do, as a plan for this capstone project. I have found this to be very effective in my classroom. It eases participants into new techniques. It utilizes modeling to start this process. Modeling is not only effective with students, but it is a recommended approach for technology coaches as well. The first phase of this capstone was to invite teachers into my classroom to observe the station rotation model in practice. Teachers were able to view the classroom setup, student groupings, and how students move from station to station. I modeled the lesson for other teachers to observe during the I do phase of the capstone. The next phase provided teachers with a ready-to-use lesson about factors that impact climate. The lesson had everything teachers needed to implement the station rotation model in their classroom. This also included a student presentation on behavior expectations. This would assist in the lesson being successful. This was the we do phase. The final phase is you do. Teachers designed their own station rotation model lessons to share in the department notebook. I included a user guide so teachers could see how existing activities could be incorporated into this model. The timeline for the capstone project took from January to May of 2018. In January, I completed a Microsoft Forms to create a needs survey. I created a presentation that introduced the advantages and the basics of the station rotation model, and I presented this presentation to my teachers. In February, I designed a 2-day station rotation lessons that teachers could come and observe. This was during the I do phase. I created a survey to assess the effectiveness of the introductory activities. I invited teachers to come and observe the lesson that I had created using the station rotation model. And I analyzed survey results and modified upcoming projects based on the needs of teachers. In March, I created a presentation on student behavior expectations. I also created a 2-day station rotation model lesson on factors that influence climate that teachers would be able to use in their classroom during the we do phase. I presented student behavior expectations and the ready-to-use unit to teachers. In April, I analyzed the PLC notes that teachers had made to drive my lessons. I created a user guide regarding the station rotation model. This would allow teachers to see how existing activities could be incorporated into this model. And I created a page in our department OneNote notebook for teachers to upload their lessons. In May, I spent most of my time meeting with teachers individually and assisting with their lesson creation. The evaluation plan for my capstone is as follows. During the I do phase, teachers completed a survey about their knowledge of the station rotation model. This was after the introductory lesson, where it explained the advantages and basics about the station rotation model. We met the goal of at least 75% of science teachers being aware of the model. During the we do phase, I utilized PLC notes regarding things that teachers would change or future plans regarding the station rotation model lessons that were provided. We exceeded the goal with 100% of teachers using the prepared lessons. During the you do phase, teachers were to create their own station rotation model lessons and submit them to the department OneNote notebook. We did not meet the goal of every teacher submitting a lesson. Only 50% of teachers submitted a lesson. However, part of it may have been that we kind of ran out of time at the end of the school year, and teachers became sort of involved with state testing as being our main priority. In reflection on my capstone project, I learned that teachers were more likely to use the desired model if lessons were provided than if they had to create their own. Many teachers modified the model to meet the needs of their students and themselves as an instructor. A common modification was changing the station rotation model so that they were timed stations, where students just rotated when they were told to versus when they had finished that assignment. The I do, we do, you do plan was effective in assisting teachers to see the value of the model without them feeling overwhelmed with too much information at once. And lastly, I discovered it's very difficult not to take your project's success or failure too personally.